We're in the time of the Great Awakening. I want to be clear. The earth has shifted. We are in a new earth, which is what Eckhart Tolle talked about 30 years ago. And so it's time for you to awaken to your infinite greatness. In this video, I'm going to be sharing some insight with you on how to get into alignment with your assignment by finding your purpose and getting on the path to destiny. Here's the thing. I talk to people all the time who spend thousands of dollars and years looking for their purpose, but I'm here to tell you that your purpose is within you. You came here with it. You arrived on this earth before you came. You had an agreement in spirit of this is the work that I'm going to do when I incarnate in this physical form. You came here with your seed of greatness. In trauma default, Matthew 13:31, the kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed which man took and planted in his field. Though it was the smallest of all seeds, yet when it grows, it is the largest of garden plants and becomes a tree so that the birds come and perch on its branches. You were born with a seed of greatness and a problem that you're meant to solve for your generation. It is your purpose. It is the size of a mustard seed and it is hidden in the darkness of your trauma default. At the point of awakening, and if you're listening to me and if you're following me in this journey of this podcast, you'll know that you are being awakened. So at the point of awakening, you must go back into your darkest place and learn the lesson and retrieve it. Your dark place, the chapter of your story that you rarely revealed, the chest of secrets that you buried in the abyss. Here's the thing about dark places. Dark places are terrifying. They are scary. But your purpose is in your childhood trauma, in that cave, in whatever happened. And again, trauma is all relative because perfectionism is trauma as well. There are dark things that are in that cave, but precious metals and gems are also mined in the darkness. So the first point that I want you to remember is your purpose is within you and it is the size of a mustard seed. And I want you to give yourself permission and have the courage to start to explore and let go of and forgive the things so you can get on the path to living your destiny. Number two, the thing about life. Here's the thing about life. There are two scriptures that I love. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. And create in me, Lord, a clean heart and renew a right spirit in me. Both of those scriptures talk about renewal. God must have known that we were going to get messed up. So the second thing that I want you to consider is you have to unbecome who life made you to reveal who's there. You need to let go of what life made you. So the question that I want you to answer for yourself is, are you who God created? Or are you the carnage of the person of what's left? Are you the person, the free spirit, the weirdo? Like, do you have that childlike joy? Are you the person that God created? Or are you the carnage of what's left? And I remember when I knew I was really in trouble, and I think that there are a lot of red flags that were going off, mostly in my career, but it was me. I blame my job. Is my last position, if the people that I went to high school with would have talked to the people that I work with, they would have been talking about two different people. That's when I knew I was in trouble. I was so far away from the person that God created. Free spirit, wearing puff paint of black and white people holding hands, talking about, can't we all just get along? A comedian. I was a class clown, but life had made me angry and bitter. And I was a military officer. And so I was stressed out and overwhelmed. Two different experiences of two different sets of people. They wouldn't have believed each other. That's how far off I was from who God created. So are you who God created? So when you're saying, bless me, Lord, God is like, I ain't make you like that, right? Or are you the carnage of what's left? So here's the thing about high achievers. And I talked about this in an earlier podcast. High achievers are survivors. High achievers have learned how to channel our pain into fuel to lift us off the ground. And so I want you to think about a space shuttle. When the space shuttle gets ready to take off, like the ground is shaking and there's white smoke that's billowing everywhere. The space shuttle uses most of its fuel in the takeoff. I mean, it is a lot of force to lift it off the ground. Successful people have learned how to channel our pain, their pain, into fuel to lift us off the ground. Like we eat no for lunch. We eat pain for lunch. We feel nothing. We'll work. We'll do. And so you lifted yourself out of your circumstance, whatever the circumstance was. But here's the thing about the space shuttle. Once the space shuttle gets off the ground, it drops the rocket boosters. Boom, they fall off. Once it gets over the ocean, it drops the external fuel tank. And then it kind of putters into outer space like bloop, bloop, bloop. So it used most of the fuel in the takeoff and it kind of just putters in outer space because it let go of the very same thing that it used to get it off the ground. Here's the question. Are you stuck in a pattern of using the pain of your childhood to lift you into high levels of success and you don't feel successful? Are you fueled by pain and not by passion? Have you done everything that they say that you couldn't do and have you achieved high levels of success and it doesn't bring you joy? Could it be because you're holding on to the very same thing, the very same scenario that you needed to lift you off the ground, to get you out of whatever plight that you were in, and now you're soaring, but you don't feel it? Now, stay with me here. I'm not sure if this is right, but what happens to the space shuttle if it doesn't let go of the things that it used to get it off the ground? Will it end up in the ocean? Will the space shuttle, by not letting go of things, lead to its demise? Will it lead to its self-destruction? So if you are tired and you're overwhelmed and you're burning out and you're sick, I've assisted 300 people with recovering from the critical and the advanced stages of burnout, reverse 37 medical conditions: high blood pressure, diabetes, fibroids, endometriosis, lupus, anxiety, depression. Super successful people still using their pain to fuel their jobs and to fuel their energy and don't feel successful. So more success creates pain. And so a lot of times you will stall out or you will burn out because you're like, what's the point of continuing on? What do you need to let go of? What story do you need to let go of? What pattern are you caught in? What did you use to get you off the ground to achieve high levels of success? And now it's starting to work against you. Will you let it go? Will you free yourself from yourself so you can reveal your purpose? It's there. So the challenge of why it's harder to look for it and why it's hard to feel and why it's hard to touch it and why it's hard to vibrate at it is because you need to let something go. You need to drop the baggage that you used to achieve high levels of success and actually own how successful you already are. You are successful. You have made it. So I want you to tap on your chest and say, I made it. Just that alone set 60 of my clients free. It allowed them to breathe. It allowed them to shift from survival mode and into thriving because their present circumstances are now a reflection of what they've done. And now their past needs to catch up with what has actually happened in their life. Will you give it a try? Will you tap yourself and say, I made it, and breathe and let some things go and start to look for your purpose within you? You came here with it. It is the size of a mustard seed. If you've enjoyed this podcast, go ahead and like and subscribe and share this with somebody that you care about and check out my future episodes so we can get on the path to wholeness because you deserve it. See you soon.